All right, let's jump into 240108, this thumb lever. There's got some interesting aspects that are kind of sheet metal, but not really. You'll see what I mean. Here we go in grams, so metric. Okay, this one's a doozy. We're going to start with this kind of thumb. It's called the thumb lever. We're going to start with the thumb area, and that's going to be a revolve. With Creo, we always want to make sure our revolves start with that center line axis of revolution. I'm gonna. This is kind of interesting. We're gonna come out, and then I don't want that equal sign. There we go. And then I'm gonna have an arc that is here to here, and I want the center to fall on the vertical so that it's tangent at the edge. And I'm gonna offset that arc. Actually, before I do that, I want to cancel. Control Z. I want to make this thickness 5. I want to rescale the whole thing before I do my offset, because now this number will make more sense. Make that offset. I'll have to fix that. That's okay. Let's corner those two. And add a line in there. And add some more dimensions. Okay. Let's see here. My overall outer diameter is 66. That's this one. The diameter on the top side, which is the smaller diameter, is 44. And if I drag this out, the dimension I want is this dimension here is going to be 5. I don't think that worked the way I wanted, because that is not the dimension I'm looking for. I am looking for that to be 46.216. So get rid of that one. Let's try adding an offset dimension here. 66, 44, 5, 5. What happens if I make this 46.217? Oh, I know what it is. It's the depth. The overall depth has to be 10. So we're going to delete that and replace it with the 10 value there. Okay, awesome. Now we've got it. Give that a rotation, 360 degrees. Control D. All right, and let's make a extrude top surface and get that cut out. Make the top tangent and symmetric. And the overall width is 25. And the notch comes in from the other side. I like this. This is something you can measure with a pair of calipers. Nice and easy, so we'll add that in there as 60. Okay. Flip that, remove material, through all. I know for speed modeling, through all doesn't matter, but I just can't help myself. All right, so let's make a sketch on this right plane. And I'm going to ignore this center portion for now. It's hard for me to visualize. I'm going to make this entire upper area. Okay. I'm going to take advantage of the clip model option and make a line starting from where that sketch, that cutout was. And before we go too far, let's get those dimensions in there. That's going to be 28. And that overall length of 100. Now I'll add in the rest of my lines. Perpendicular. And I definitely want it to come down further than that area and then come back up. I don't know if that is perpendicular. Let's make it. All right. And we're going to get a couple more dimensions on here. We need this to come down 16 from there. And this distance, Control Z, that was the wrong dimension. So sometimes Creo's interesting. That's going to be 100 minus 94. Or I guess I could have just mentioned the 94. All right, so that's the shape of this thing over here. And there's a lot of ways to do this, but I think what I'm going to do is use my sketch region and extrude that as a second body. And I'm going to give this a depth of that full 45. And let's make that symmetric. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to give it a shell. Actually, before I do that, I need some rounds. So we'll get some rounds. We'll hold down Control to get those two. Those are 8. We'll add a new set and get around here. That's going to be 16. And another new set that's 8. Now, I know it's the same as the first radius of 8, but it kind of represents a different geometry, so I don't like lumping those together. All right, so now I can add a shell, and that's going to let me put that wall thickness of 5. Double click that, or sorry, edit definition. I want to have a lot of surfaces to open out here. So I'm going to open out this one and that one and this one and this one and this one. So all of those surfaces we're going to open out. Shells only apply to the whole part, so that's why I did this as a separate body. Let's add a, you know what, before that shell, I'm going to do a quick axis at center of our round, and we can put a hole. Actually, I want to do this after the shell, makes it just a little easier. We're going to use that axis and the outer edge, so a coaxial hole. That diameter is 15 all the way through. Okay, so now it is time to add that last little connector. So let's extrude on the right plane. Really, absolutely wonderful time to take advantage of that clip model. And we're going to fill in all of this stuff. We're going to go up and over and down, come in here. That might work, but I really want, there we go. That's what I want, parallel. And close it. Parallel, yep, perfect. That represents that little weird geometry inside there. We're going to extrude that for a symmetric depth of 19. And for the body options, we can only add it to one or the other body. We can't add it to both. So we'll add it to body 2, and then we can take those two bodies and merge them together. Okay. So I think that's right. Let's take a look, make sure that looks right. And then let's see here, this view looks right. All right. Control G and 194. Awesome. So that was a tricky part. Some interesting things to see in there. Like everything, so many different ways to approach it, but in this case, I really liked taking advantage of the shell option on the right side. Actually, just to confirm things, let's go back in time. And let's take the extrude, edit definition, and let's not create a new body. Let's add it to body, the body that already existed. Yep, the shell doesn't work when we do it that way. So even though they look like they're separate, we can only apply a shell to an entire part or body. So the shell here breaks. Oh, yep. Actually, let's see. If I shell body 2, maybe it will work. Oh, okay. So if I shell body 2, it doesn't seem to have had any issues over here, so that's good. So now if I add a definition on the whole and switch this back to body 2, I shouldn't have to do a body merge. Let's see. Yep. We still have body 3. Add definition. Let's set that to body 2. And when I click on the part, I have the whole part. Okay, I was incorrect. The shell applied completely fine to the right half, even with the thumb tab there. Hey, it worked both ways. So enjoy. That was a fun one. See you soon.